Greetings, listeners and viewers. Welcome to another episode of the Accidental Farmer Podcast, the podcast that brings you the real dirt on farming. Today, on the Accidental Farmer, we've got a really interesting guest, Mr. Kumar Sheth. For more than 25 years, Kumar was a finance man, working across industries in Kenya, Uganda, and even India. Then he made a big pivot from boardrooms and balance sheets to fields and soils. He's now the founder and CEO of Food and Soil Africa, where he's all about championing healthy soils, chemical-free farming, and safe food. And here's the part I love. He's showing that farming can be both good for the environment and profitable for the farmers. Welcome to the show, Kumar.
Thank you.
So, Kumar, you've had a long, successful career in finance. In fact, the first time I met you, I want to believe you were in a suit. What got you interested to pivot into farming, and more specifically, organic farming?
I was, as you mentioned, I used to do consultancy in finance, where you're looking at every aspect of finance, accounting, finance, strategy, whatever industry or a business required in a business. That's how the whole consultancy was based on. The consultancy was also based on hands-on. It's not like some other consultants where you want to do audits, you go to some places. You want some finance, you go. Here, everything was whatever is required by the business. So the businessman mentions to you that this is what is his problem. So you go and sort that problem. So that's how the whole thing started. I finished with some of the projects I had on hand, and I was sitting on a farm. The farm is called Mawatek. It's in Kenya, in Kisaju. It belongs to a friend of my father, and my father gave me his contact. Kumar, why don't you go and see him? When I met him, the purpose for me to see him was he wanted to sell his farm. So, mergers and acquisitions. So you're a finance guy. So he gives his valuation and you discuss about it. And when you're seated there, he offers you lunch. We sit there and we talk, and he started talking about natural farming, organic farming, and the various elements, and it got me interested. And I was free. Sent me some videos. One video led to another. I found myself going to India, crisscrossing various places and try to understand what is going on. And being in Kenya for 25 years, so I just look like a Moindi, but inside I'm just like you, Bujo, so that you want to try many things, a hustler or whatever you call it. I've done tried many things. So what happened is, what excited me is the way he explained to me the various aspects of the soil and farming and the related aspects. And that journey went, and I met some very, the right word is, very old, ancient researchers who are in their second generation, researching on how you can make the soil alive, organic or chemical-free, poison-free. And that's how the whole thing started. And I said, okay, fine, this is something very good. I thought it is very easy. I could look at the margins. So instead of importing it, I said, let me get the ingredients and manufacture it locally so that it's local and Kenyan.
This is instead of importing?
Yes, instead of importing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I started with one product. And I went around.
This is like fertilizer inputs, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
You're talking about
agricultural inputs.
Okay.
So imagine now, from suits, from boardrooms, from being an accountant, now you're getting into the farm and
getting your hands dirty.
However, the way I did it is, I just said I want to do it my own way. I did not want to do it how normally you build a company.
Yeah.
So if you're getting into agro-processing, you'll first think of scaling it up. You'll say you need agronomists, you need researchers, you need branding, and you need to have it in agro-vet shops and other places, and then you start selling it up. I did it exactly opposite. I started going to the farms. I used to go in public transport. I used to go on a bike. I have done 35,000 kilometers on my bike. I go in my car, whatever. I met small-scale farmers, mid-sized farmers, large-scale farmers. And that journey got me into one thing, is that there is a huge potential. That's what I thought about it. And that's how the journey started in terms of how I got into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me, organic farming. I'm an organic farmer.
Yes.
We've even interacted in the
Yes.
past, and
Yes.
we will continue to interact.
Yes.
From my personal experience, I find it very challenging. The challenges I find in organic farming is that for a long time, it's getting better now. The inputs were very costly. There were very few people who were bringing in inputs, like you said, fertilizers, the pest control inputs, the foliars. They were very expensive. Now there are more and more people getting into that space. That was the first thing. Secondly, because we found the cost of production to be higher, we wanted to sell our produce at a premium.
Also, the output was lower.
The yield, that's a very good point. The yield was lower.
Yes.
But so you get a lower yield, high cost of inputs, and then you can't charge a premium.
Yes.
Because the vendors, the outlets, the off-takers will tell you, no, I'm not going to sell your produce as special. We're starting to see a few vendors claim to having organic sections, but some of it I'm not so sure. So those are the challenges. Another big challenge I found is the integrity. You talk to a lot of agronomists, they're not trained in organic practices. So they will tell you, oh, okay, yeah, we will follow the organic principles or practices, but anytime there's an infestation or crop, they say, we'll just spray some of that chemical stuff once, So you also start wondering, how do I trust the integrity of the organic produce? So those are the challenges. How have you overcome that, or how do we mitigate those?
Okay, so I'm not going into the depth of the various aspects, what I found it. I'm just trying to see how I'm going to address it, and how I'm already addressing it right now.
Yes.
So let us talk about, so when you talk of farming, the first thing is the soil.
Yes.
Second thing is the inputs for the soil. Third thing is the inputs for your plant. And the fourth thing is the plant protection. Then you have got your irrigation and the various things. Now, when we talk of soil, and when we talk of the organic inputs, it's expensive, yes. But if you go back 70 years, if not more, all our ancestors were organic farmers.
Yes.
Where were they getting their inputs from? So you don't have to answer that.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying there was a way. There's a reason why I'm saying this. So, when I mentioned that I met a lot of researchers, mostly all of them in India, they have all been researching on something we call COW cow. So, and Kenya is blessed that we have a lot of cattle around. Every time you find there is a farm, so you'll have them producing multiple various things what they require in their home, and if there is a little bit, they will share it with their neighbors, barter system, or they will sell it. But they will always have an animal, whether it's a cow, whether it's a goat, whether they're chickens, you'll have them on the farm. Now, one of the basic things which I advocate and I'm changing is how we use manure. So when we are an organic farmer, you must have used manure in your farm.
Yes.
So if you don't have the animals, you're going to buy it somewhere, because if you're in Athi River, you'll get it from Kajiado, which is easier for you from the Masai land. But if you're somewhere in Kisumu, you'll buy it from roadside or somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, you don't know what is actually there in that manure. Okay, what kind of diseases those cows were there, and in fact, whether was it a cow. So there are two types of cow, one which is made by God and one which is made by human beings, which is a crossbreed. So the cow, what we are looking here, which is giving us milk, there are various studies which are talking about diseases which you're getting because of having milk from something which is not a cow. Now, when we come back, so we don't want to get deeper into that. So the way we have developed something is how you can have more nutritious compost. So there is a fresh animal dung, there is manure, there is compost, and there is high carbon soil. So when the cow dung, which you have in your farm or you have somewhere on where you're getting it from a boma, it is just left in the sunlight. So what does it have? What happens in sunlight is that over a period of time, the moisture in it goes, it evaporates, and it also removes the negative aspects like E. coli and the various pathogens what it has. But what it also does is that the good things what are there are also gone from that.
Oh, okay.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, that manure is going to give you at best something at 1.52 on a scale of 1 to 10.
That's 20%
Yes.
efficiency.
Now, when that same cow dung is processed our way, I break that scale and it will reach 25 or even 50, which you can see it by testing it in a lab.
Mhm.
Or you can test it. It is very simple for a farmer to test it on his farm. We have grown onions just with this compost, nothing else.
Yeah.
No fertilizer and no chemicals and no pesticides and no fungicides. You have just given the right compost, the food, and it worked. So one is about how you work on the soil. So that is something which changes. So let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, we have got a lot of organic fertilizers which are being sold in the market. Okay. If you have a 1 acre farm and if somebody is selling those things for 2,000 shillings, for 1 acre, you need a minimum of 10 bags, 20 bags, 30 bags, depending on heavy feeder and many things. So minimum you'll require is 20 bags, according to me, when it's an organic fertilizer, what you have. Now, 2,000 multiplied by 20 bags
40,000.
is 40,000. Now, if I tell you, I will make a similar, same, or better compost on your farm for 6,000 shillings, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Why is it a game changer? Because you will be able to put more in the soil. So, it is about, when in organic farming, you say you need to give a lot things back into the soil. So you need to put in the organic matter, organic carbon, and so on and so forth, microorganisms and other things. So this is one of the areas where we work on. So I call it the gideri for your soil. So we make some gideri for your soil. And second thing, what we make is some uji for your soil. So uji is a microbial soil conditioner. We have some products which, when you get it on your farm, we are working where a 16-liter jerry can of a soil conditioner, once fermented on your farm, it becomes 2,500 liters when you spray. And everything is organic. I mean, some of the places I've shown, I even drink it. It's a probiotic. Because if you put clean water in it, because I know what I put inside it, it is nothing which is dangerous for me. It is going to be better for the soil. So these are the ways we are working where the farmer gets value for money. Instead of buying products. I'm not saying that the products are expensive. The only thing is that we have to use it a lot.
Yeah.
So we are trying to see how you can use it sparingly, because there are a lot of companies which have come up with biological solutions now, especially when the current KFEs and PCPB, they have really struck on the various pesticides which are not very good for the
over
plants.
90
over 90
products were
So and a lot of new products are coming in the market. So when you take, it all comes. So what is soil? You see, soil, how do you make the soil better? You see, I generally equate it with something when, say, today you have a good day and you go home. So does your wife or your mother or somebody who cooks for you food check your blood before she gives you food? No. So what do? Depending on the season, depending on what you feel like, there is coffee, there is tea, there is juice, there is maziwa lala. You might pick juice, I might pick milk. You might pick a mandazi, I might pick gideri. So what that food is going to do in your body is it is going to give you the energy, you rest, and next day you're back there. So this is how I'm also approaching the soil. So you give it whatever it needs. And it is going to grow, because this is the nature of the seed. If you put a seed to grow herbs, it is going to grow herbs. If you put a seed for mango, it is going to grow mango. So this taking care of soil and soil nutrition is the first aspect of that. Now, when we relate it to commercial farming, we talk of testing the soils. It's so expensive right now. So we are also working where we can input some devices where you can check the soil every now and then and at a very cheaper cost. So that is the first aspect. Second aspect is about soil nutrition. So again, I'll give you the same example. Today you want to run a marathon, and I also want to run a marathon. But you are 25 years old and I'm 50 years old. You are young and energetic. I'm old and I don't have the muscles. So I will need to train a little bit more. I need to eat a little bit different kind of food. You might, but the basic food is going to be the same as I mentioned, the gideri and the uji. In fact, our runners from Eldoret, they don't take protein shakes in the morning. Do you know what they take? They eat gideri. Yeah, but they're the best in the world. So I believe we need to go back to those things and see how we can work towards it. So that's the second aspect of plant nutrition. And you see, there are only some little changes. Some plants will need a little bit more of calcium. Some plants will need a little bit more of potassium, potash, or whatever it is. And when it goes in a natural form, even if you give it a little bit more, it is going to stay there as a buffet.
It's not going to be harmful.
And we all know that in case of natural organic farming, it's a symbiotic relationship. You're not feeding the plant. You're feeding the soil. You're feeding the microorganisms. You're creating an environment where microorganisms can work. But the problem, Joe, is this, that people try and in between they lose faith in it. You see, the key element here is the trust. And the reason why it is lost is because there are so many natural calamities, and in the end, whatever you buy, people don't want to blame climate change. Yeah. So according to me, we are not yet there that everything what we grow is going to be doomed as far as small-scale farmers are concerned or mid-sized farmers are concerned. There is a way you can mitigate everything. Third aspect is plant protection in terms of pests. Now, when your immune system is strong, the pest attack also goes down. When your soil organic carbon goes above 4% or 6%, they say the pest attack also goes down. But how to bring that soil carbon to that level is a challenge. It is expensive. So I already mentioned, you see, the way we are doing the compost, that is the only solution because it is cheap. You might have one animal on a farm, it will take care of 2 acres. You don't need more. You just need one indigenous cow, take care of it, give it nice food. The manure is there. You do it in a certain way, it goes back into your soil. See, also one more point is coming to me. See, when you talk of maize cob, it grows on a stem. You say you get 2 cobs on it. What percentage of maize do we eat? Less than 10% of the total what is grown. The amount of energy and inputs is going to grow the other things. It's made by God, right? There's a reason why it has been done like that. So what happens is the other things, there is a some for the animals and there is some for your soil and there's something for you. So that is a whole circle which needs to happen. In organic farming, we talk of creating humus, plant trees. But you see, when you tell a farmer you plant trees, he starts thinking, why should I grow trees?
I can't eat the trees.
Tell me, how much is one mature cypress tree right now? Assuming you're going to cut it, doesn't matter. 50,000 shillings? Yeah, on 1 acre, say you've got 20. How much money is that after 7 years? So you see, you need to bring in agroforestry in an economic sense for the farmer. In 5-7 years, when he understands the importance of that tree, he's never going to cut it. But if you keep on advocating the farmer, plant trees, what he'll say is that I'm losing money, I can't even grow, I can't pay my debts, I can't pay my people, he's not going to grow the trees. So this is what we need to change a bit. Now we talk of, when we talk of plant protection, for example, say you planted some neem trees, or you planted, there's so much of ancestral and ancient knowledge. I mean, you must have also met so many people. They'll say this tree is better, blackjack, and so many other.
Some have medicinal.
Some marigolds.
Some soil nutrition. Some
So I also work with them and I tell them to plant those things. So I show them how to make that pesticide on their farm. It is not going to work 100%, but they have to understand it is going to be cheaper, and we will have to have a plan. So many times the farmer don't have a plan. So they don't have records because they don't have resources. So that is also one of the aspects. So coming back to that is about
is about controlling the inputs.
We've
talked about pests. We've talked about the nutrition, about the fertilizer.
Now we have got fungal issues, we have got bacterial issues, viral issues, issues in the soil, whatever you call it. The moment you start working on the soil with giving it the inputs, all those things will start going down and they will reduce much faster. That is what we have developed. Okay, it's not that when we come on your farm and we say, okay, fine, this is it's not a trial and error.
Yeah. It's been tried and tested.
It is tried and tested that it is going to work.
Yeah.
So generally, when you go to a farm, I don't use the word organic, but whatever principles I talk, it's about organic
we're
farming.
talking about the principles, yes.
Yeah, I'm saying, okay, fine.
And practices, yes. Yeah.
You're going to be pesticide free. You're going to be fungicide free. For example, when you talk of tomatoes, when you talk of watermelons, the amount of fungicides they spray on the tomatoes is crazy. I mean, I was in Moya the other day with some agronomists and we ordered food and I ordered kachumbari and those guys said we don't eat kachumbari. They only ate onions. But I thought eating only onions is like a Moindi habit. Indians generally eat more of onions and chilies. Yeah. Then I asked, why did you do that? He says, Kumar, we know what kind of pesticides we are selling to them. We can't eat the tomatoes here. Yeah. So that is another aspect. So fungicides also, you see, there are various natural ways you can take care about the fungal infections, but it starts with the soil. As we talk of, you see, human beings, soil, and cattle, all are living beings, and we have to take care of all of them. So when we talk of human beings during COVID, I'm sure you also gulped a lot of vitamin C's, zinc, or whatever they gave you.
We were told to.
So tell me one person who benefit from it. So if you have taken vitamin C, you should not be getting colds. You should not be getting attacks during the season change and everything. But it is happening with most of the people. Because the true vitamin C you need to get it from an orange or something which has got vitamin C. The medicines, they don't work because they're synthetics. So same thing is also applicable to your animals. It is also applicable to your soil. So that is the last aspect about protection. And third thing is, that is where my 25 years of financial experience I put in the farm. So when you go in a farm, whether it is 1 acre or 100 acres, you need to look at it. What is the objective of the farm? Okay, to make money. Why? How are you making money? If you're dependent on exports, so what kind of issues are you having? You have certification. You have got various compliances for you to follow. If you talk of local sales, you need to look at where you're aggregating, where you're selling it, whether you're selling. In Kenya, we hear a lot about cursing the middleman. But if the middleman was not there, the farmer would have been dead long time ago. Why don't we look at it like that? So what has stopped you as a farmer to go to the market and sell? You have a family. You have got neighbors. You're sitting with a few acres of land. Is it a big deal for you to get a FH on loan from a bank and do it yourself? But you don't want to do it. What we are doing here is just want to blame. Either you want to blame a middleman, you want to blame climate change, and in the end, you want to blame the government. So instead of doing that, if we do what is supposed to be done, I'll give you an example. If today you're 70 kilometers away from Nairobi and you want to sell onions, they'll give you a rate of 40 shillings, 50 shillings. But if you have your own car, if you have loaded here, and if you go to the market and sell it to anybody, you're going to get at least 80 shillings. So these are the things which needs to be looked into. Some farmers might not be able to do it. I agree to that. But what is stopping us from 2 farmers or 3 farmers coming together? The value of their lands will go in millions of shillings, 200 million, 300 million, $500 million. But that farmer is not having one transport vehicle to do these things. So unfortunately, we talk of value chains. There is no value chain. There is this is broken, that is broken. So if you focus on what is broken, you're not going to focus on what you can do. So we need to work on those things. So markets is very important. According to me, local markets and import substitution. Say, for example, if I tell you, because I was a consultant for a company, a friend of mine, they import a lot of fruits. Do you know how many oranges are imported in the country every month on an average? 40-feet containers, just oranges, more than 30.
Every month?
Every month. Okay. That's the average. So you're talking of 400 containers of oranges. And if you look at the local pixies, I personally like the local pixies.
Sweet, they're sweeter,
I buy it for 100 shillings. The imported oranges are for 400 shillings. they're imported. They're coming from South Africa or Egypt, so it has got pesticides on it, so that it can stay.
keep, yeah.
So you see, now these are the various questions to be answered.
But Kumar, I agree primarily with what you say, but the reality is, the big problem we have with the intermediaries is that they pretty much determine the price. They dictate how much the produce is going to be sold for. And in many cases, as a small-scale farmer, especially an organic farmer, so you produce this produce and you push it to the market, sometimes through a broker or sometimes through vendors or through resellers. And the price you get, you don't get a premium for quality product. You're competing with people who are doing conventional, farming. And it becomes very discouraging.
So my 2 cents on this is this, Joe. When you start farming, you need to know where you're selling it, number one.
Yeah.
You need to know the perishability of your product.
Yeah.
Example, whether you want to do onions or tomatoes.
Yeah.
Definitely onions.
Yeah.
Why? It can stay for 3 months, if not more.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, generally, when they're sprayed with a lot of pesticides and fungicides, they will not last more than 7 days once they've plucked it. Yeah.
In fact, we're told in tomatoes, you're told you have 3 days to sell.
Yeah. I mean, last time you remember we discussed, and I said I grew organic tomatoes, and they stayed for 3 weeks outside, just not even refrigerating it, just in the house. So what I'm saying is, number one, we can't keep talking about the same problem, right? You're saying there is a problem that the aggregators are not giving you the price. What is stopping you from selling it? Let me tell you my experience. I have not farmed. I have sold 3 tons of mangoes in my car, door to door. I have sold strawberries door to door. I have sold carrots. I have sold beetroots because they are coming from my farm and it is organic. And I just sold it myself. I said I don't want to depend on the middleman. The farm where I was farming is 85 kilometers from my house. And what I did is I just told my friends I know, I said, this is coming from the farm. There is no pesticide or no chemical sprayed on it. I've got another farm in Tarakanidi where we grew some lentils. So I changed it, I said, fresh produce, I can't. I'm not saying that everybody should do this. What I'm trying to say is there is a way out of it. You see, it just takes 2 or 3 farmers to come together and trust each other. You might have a vehicle, I might have the crop, you might have something else, I might have something else, and you work it out together. But every person, if they think they want to buy a tractor, they want to buy a vehicle, a lot of resources will be tied in it, and we will not be able to really make money for anybody.
Okay, so you're suggesting that small-scale farmers should come together, collaborate, and so they can consolidate their produce.
Yes.
Okay.
No, see, even medium size, you see, small scale farmers, we see there are a lot of cooperatives, there are a lot of NGOs which are working, but right now we can't see the benefits trickling down to the small scale farmers, whatever may be the reason. It's not happening. So if it is not happening, we should do it, isn't it? CCC or Mawe. Yeah.
Okay.
We are a human being with our experiences and imagination. You can try something. Let me give you an example. Say today we have got lot of electric bodas coming around. If you have a farm in Kiserian and you have grown something, how much is it going to cost for it to transport to you? You'll make a little bit less, but at least you start going into the market. And slowly you get there. And you see, when you're having a family, so you'll have a son, you'll have a brother, you have a family taking care of it. So once we have that vision, yes, this is where we are leading. I don't see any issues in a farmer who is going by the organic and natural principles, not making money. I mean, Joe, this is what we are trying to do, where we are going on to a farmer and we say, okay, fine, this is what you're doing. This is what we bring in. This is what we achieve. So if you achieve X, you give us this much. Like you see portfolio management schemes. As I'm telling you, I'm bringing my accounting and finance understanding. So if I tell you, Joe, on your farm, this is your investments. This is the X amount of money you're making. So after that, if it is 2X, you give me a certain percentage, our company. If you make this much, you give us this much. But we hold that hand for a long period of time. And you see the beauty in organic and natural farming is that every year your produce will keep on going up because your soil is getting better and better. It is not getting worse and worse. That is the game changer when you really talk of natural and organic farming. You see, worldwide, we have got examples. If you talk of Europe, uh, how much fertilizer they are adding in 1 hectare, it has crossed 20 bags, 25 bags. In India is also at the same levels. In Kenya, we are at 2 bags and there is push to increase it and whatever. But where it is leading to? Cancers.
Yeah. We're
The
seeing
number
that.
of people we are finding with cancers in India is it's like a normal thing. I mean, but it is not normal,
Yeah,
as a human
yeah.
being. So we have to look at it holistically. So also when it comes to animal health, that's also somewhere we help them to do it in a natural and in a such a way that you don't have to use harmful chemicals to clean your place. You see, when you clean with various chemicals, where does it go? It goes back to into your soil. So there are many, there are multiple aspects to it. So that's how, Joe, I approach farming.
Some of the methods you're suggesting, will they also increase the yield considerably? Because we are presuming that the soil health will be enhanced.
Um, every place we have done it, Joe, the yields have gone to a level where people did not see it would happen. I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, we did it in coffee. The average coffee production in Kenya is around, they say, 5 kgs is the average, or even lower than that. Yeah. You've got various
5 kgs on what's
on one bush.
On one bush, okay.
Yeah. So generally, you've got 1,200 coffee stems in an acre.
Yes.
Somebody who takes very good care of his coffee, he might get up to 7 kgs, 8 kgs. We got an average of 22 kgs on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some of the stems, they got a different problem. They started bending because of heavy weight.
The weight of the berries.
Heavy weight of the berries. So production is not the issue. You take care of the soil, you have the right kind of seed. Seed can be an issue sometimes because we have got a serious issue of seeds in our country. Serious issue, not in terms of, I'm not talking what we already know, that a lot of fake seeds are coming in or whatever. But the cost of seeds is much higher, and you see, it's people like you and me who will have to take that initiative and break that barrier. I'll give an example. Some of the onion seeds, the best quality, go for 40 to 50,000 shillings a kg.
Yeah.
And the seeds in India, Kenya money, is 4,000 shillings.
And even across the border to Tanzania, that same kilo of onion seeds is half the cost.
So
15,000.
So I'm saying, I was saying it is 10%. In India, it's Kenya money 4,000 shillings.
So
Here you're paying 45,000, 50,000. And then second thing, the farmer is not buying the seeds.
Yeah.
He goes and buys seedlings. So he pays 200,000 shillings for the same 50,000 shillings worth of seeds. So already he has put 200,000 shillings in the seedlings. Yeah. How do you expect him to make money? So this is where you see, this is where we are coming in and adding value at different levels. So whether it is herbs, whether it is tea, whether it is coffee, whether it's avocados, mangoes, or horticulture, or it is small scale, medium scale farming, because you have to look at what assets the company has, where they are, and what market they are serving, and we try and see, reduce the cost, increase the output, not necessarily of what they are growing, also to plant a few other things with some future outlook on mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How about the mindset of the Kenyan market, the farmers, the consumers? Is there a move towards organic produce? Are we seeing increase in production and in consumption?
My take on this is this. First of all, when we talk of organic produce, when we talk in Nairobi, generally it is a concept that it will be costing higher.
Yes.
Second thing is, for this thing to get into a place, there is a lot of logistical costs which are involved in it. And third thing is the reliability. How much, because you see, an organic capsicum or organic tomato looks the same as the normal one.
Sometimes it doesn't look as polished.
Yeah, but
you know
see,
why? Because
now,
it doesn't have,
Yeah, but I mean, I was selling it to one of the aggregators, and because they were not looking polished, he rejected it.
Yes.
I gave it to friends and my askaris and my mamas and so many people, and they stayed in their house for 1 month, 45 days. They said, Kumar, we ate the tomatoes. So that thing needs to change. But according to me, eating chemical free and poison free is a right of every Kenyan. Every person who is born.
Yeah.
Okay. The way I look at it is not from the point of view of making it organic and natural. The way I'm looking at it is to make it chemical free and pesticide free, and the farmer should be able to sell still at the same cost.
Okay.
See, why you're not able to sell it at the same cost? Because you find that your input cost is higher and your output is lower.
Yes.
But if I reduce your input cost and I increase your output, let's say 20%, it's 40% more. It's more than enough.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking of the way I told you about coffee from 5 kgs to 20 kgs. I'm just saying it increases by 50%.
Yeah.
Why do you want to sell it at a higher price?
We have no reason to.
You can just sell it at the same price. What will happen, Joe, is because I've seen that. Say you're growing sukuma wiki or spinach, and you're selling it to the same middleman who takes it from you, or you're giving it to a wholesaler, and it goes to a retail shop. That retail shop will tell him it is coming from where this is very nice because the taste is nice. You know that.
Well, I can attest to that. It's happening to me right now.
Yes.
We are selling, we went back to vegetables. They're very, very perishable, you know that. And they have low margins, but we're trying to increase our volumes.
Yes.
But we're getting a consistent order because of the taste.
Yes.
And of course the safety. Yeah.
So you see, the way to crack this is how we can go to the end consumer. You don't have to scale up your production of 3 vegetables from, say, 1 ton to 50 tons.
No.
You need to scale it to at least 50 different varieties.
Oh, okay.
So say, for example, you have a custard apple tree, you have a guava tree, you have an avocado tree, you have a mango tree, because Kenya is blessed. Tell me one thing which does not grow in Kenya. Yeah, because of the climate, because of the various aspects what we have.
Yes.
And the entrepreneurial skills what we have. I mean, you'll meet many farmers, they have really lost money.
Yeah.
And they're still doing it. Why? There's something in us. You know, I'm saying us, I'm not born here, but now...
Yeah, but you are from here now. You've been here long enough.
Yeah, my whole experience of my life is in Kenya.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what makes me wonder. Why do we keep going back, to this? We're losing and we're not figuring it out.
Yeah. So according to me, this is the thing. You have a lot of doctors on your farm.
Yes. Doctors.
I'm not doctors, I mean agronomists.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The people who
study.
The people who've studied agriculture and are there to sort out the problems.
So, but you don't have mothers. Yeah. So I call the agrology experts as mothers. Yeah. You see, people who are able to show you how you can blend a lot of waste what you're generating in your farm and make it circular in terms of animals, in terms of biomass what you get and whatever. So this is where the challenge comes in, and then you see we are paying a lot of money for that. See, in your home, do you go to a doctor only when you're sick, or you keep a doctor all the time?
Well,
when you keep the doctor all the time, it means you're sick all the time.
That's the presumption.
Now, in your farm, you have somebody. I'm not against it. You should have them. I'm not against. I'm just telling you that we are putting more focus on that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But how much time and effort and money is left for us to look into the other aspects of soil?
Yeah.
Because you see, at home, we take it for granted, as I was mentioning you earlier when we met, that today, if I'm fed with ugali and githeri and uji at my home by my wife or my mother, the value of that and today I go out, I have a pizza and a cold drink. You know what is good for your body, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what value are we placing to that thing which was made for us at our house? And actually, that is what is keeping you going.
Yeah.
So this is where I think we need to change our mindset a bit. We tweak it a bit there and we say, yes, let's take care of the soil. Because there is, you see, what is soil? Soil is something which is a depository with you for your future generation.
Yeah.
I mean, there are statistics, United Nations and so many advocates for soil have mentioned, like Sadhguru. He's the one who got me in this. That's why the name is Food for Soil. I have got a bigger logo of Save Soil behind my T-shirt than my own logo, because saving soil is something which is, if the soil is not there, no amount of aquaponics and no amount of doing farming in-house is going to save the human race.
Yeah. Okay. What do you see the opportunities for organic farming?
Immense.
Yeah.
Immense.
Tell us a few. What where is the light at the end of this tunnel?
You see, when you talk of organic and natural farming,
or let's say chemical free. I like that. Synthetic free.
Chemical free and poison free farming. What happens is there is a lot of, for example, let's take coffee. Recently, there were a lot of reforms, and there's so many people who are processing their own coffee. So if you have a coffee farm and they test your coffee, it is good in aroma, the berries are bigger, they find there are no pesticide residues. Instead of, say, 100 shillings a kilo for your cherries, if you get 200 shillings, that double the money.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and I know I'm using the word guaranteed that you'll get 10 kgs per bush. If you talk of tea, the same thing. I think you had a lady earlier who was packaging tea, Sheena Patel. Yeah. So if she gets coffee, which she knows the source and it's natural and organic, sky is the limit.
Yes.
If you talk of mangoes, in India, where the place where, India, mangoes are there only for 2 months season. When we buy from the local market for 1 kg of mangoes, Kenya money, we pay 600 shillings. 1 kg of mangoes for 600 shillings. So for you to get 600 shillings for the mangoes, you need to take care of it.
Yes.
So that's the area where we are looking at. If you talk of avocados, people are selling avocado oil nowadays because of issues of transportation.
Logistics and perishability.
And the perishability,
and the aesthetics.
The issues on the avocados, small sizes, and many things. Imagine if your farm is certified organic and you have those avocados and you have avocado oil, it will be, what do they call it? Virgin avocado oil.
Yeah, extra virgin.
Price of that is crazy.
Yeah.
If you talk of herbs, the number of people getting into farming of herbs is growing bigger and bigger day by day in Kenya. But imagine those same herbs, they're chemical free and they're pesticide free. The aroma and the smell of that herbs is going to get you those customers. So you see, you have to look at it, which area you're looking at it. Are you looking for export market? Are you looking for a few produces which you want to grow and specialize on it? Or you're a small scale farmer with a few acres and you want to do a bit of everything. That is my personal favorite. Because you start with one and a few farmers come together and we get a ready-made market. You have people who want to do that. So how do you bring that trust in your brand? I think that's what it is. There's a story of, I think you must have seen him on LinkedIn, this Two Brothers farm in India. It's doing waves. They have built up something without any capital. I think they're now raising capital. And they're exporting to the US organic produce. They have produced a tomato ketchup which has got 70% or 90% tomato. So what I'm saying is there are a lot of ways to look at it. So the first thing is, you see, we can't talk of scaling up if you have real issues of paying your day-to-day costs on your farm. So first thing is to take care of the soil. As you take care of the soil and whatever your interest is, You feel that you have a market for dragon fruits, you can do it. If you want to do guava, it is possible. If you want to do mixed fruits or whatever it is there. And a lot of uh, Middle East, Europe is coming to Kenya and Africa for the various agricultural produce.
Yes.
Last thing I would say, say for example, when we talk of avocados, how many brands do we have who make guacamole?
Yeah.
But when we talk of making guacamole, I mean, you are also processing chilies. I had got your chili
Yes.
paste a few months ago.
Yeah.
What rocket science is there to make guacamole? You have to put some avocados, some coriander, or some herbs, some lemon, salt, and you do it. Now we are looking only. I saw some nice things posted by somebody. They're looking at the European market. But what about the market in India and China? You have it in big drums, send it. You'll not get the same price, but you see, the volumes you are going to get is crazy. It is better than somebody buying your avocados for 20 bob. My some relatives my son went to India yesterday. I sent with him 6 kgs of avocados. So I bought it from a place where I paid, I think I paid 600 shillings for 6 kilos. In India, one piece of avocado is 600 shillings. Yes. But the problem is when the avocados reach there, at least from 4, at least they say at least one is gone bad. I'm not talking of Kenyan avocados or something because of how it comes. And generally when the avocado comes, what does a guy do? More than 50% of the people are going to make guacamole. You have tomatoes here, you have got avocados here, you've got lemon here, all things are grown here.
So it's really up to us.
It's really up to us.
Said we are not stones, we're human beings.
Yes. You need to keep trying, we have to keep trying. Yes.
And change,
So you call it R&D, so you need to have some budget for R&D.
Yes.
But you can't do R&D and say take it mainstream, isn't it? Say you have grown and you put up a big facility we have seen many people who have grown and put up facilities and they're not doing. Third aspect is about moringa. Moringa is something which can grow very easily, you know that. It does not require a lot of water. There are people in India who are growing moringa and they're trying to grow it organically and they're not able to do it because the soils are really bad. So they're just selling it as normal moringa powder. Drying of fruits. How much does a solar dryer cost? Have a look at it. You don't need a big facility. You don't need to look at big numbers and look for funding and something. You just need to put up something small to start with. Even if you're able to do 100 kgs on a daily basis. There's somebody who has branded, I think it's called Swetunda or something. Look at the price they're selling it.
They've done very well.
They've done very well. You see, it's a different market. What I'm saying, now we have got Masai Mara lodges. Do you really think they're going to buy
fresh,
the dried fruits from a company which is branding it at that premium level? No, they can't afford it.
True.
So opportunities are there for everybody. So one is about agro processing. For example, chilies. I don't know if you did chili farming.
Yes.
Yeah, 60 shillings a kilo, 70 shillings a kilo. My wife, she buys 1 kg of chili powder for 900 shillings a kilo. So now, if you just listen to this information and get into it, it is not going to work. What I'm trying to say is there is a huge gap. But we are focusing the wrong area. Now, you mentioned about exports. So if you do French beans, you have a contract or something. If you grow it, is there one farmer who has not had experiences of somebody not buying his produce for whatever reason? So in the end, what do you do of those French beans? Those things we need to plan it before you plant it. If the exporter does not buy, what do? You just need to feed it to your gombes because French beans is not eaten in Kenya.
It's mainly exported. It's not part of our palate.
So what I'm saying is that's how I think. We're just having a conversation. So every farm and every farmer and every group, every family is different. Like last time I mentioned to you, a company we listed on the stock exchange. So if you look at it, since last 5-6 years, there's not a single company which is listed. By the way, I'm an ex-chairman of a NSE listed company, NBV. I'm also on the board of this company, and right now most of the times I'm in the farms. So because I enjoy doing this more. So that family's mindset, you see, so the mindset of that person was, I'll just give you what we discussed so that we can understand the perspective. I went to him and we discussed about it. He says, Kumar, why should I list? So he is 50 years old. He is doing very good in packaging, a reasonable amount of turnover. As a person, you always want to grow. COVID has taught us what has happens during COVID.
Yeah.
I asked him only one question. You are 50 years old. You want to put up a plant worth 600 million by taking loan from the bank. Do you want to take that risk, or I give you something which is risk free? This is how is it possible? So I said, this is how you do it. We have not raised that money right now. First, you need to create that that sense of trust where people can trust you. I think that is one of the basic things.
Yeah.
And imagine the issue opened on 24th of July. I think it's also closing within next 1 week. He got people who are investing in it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So family businesses needs to look at that, how you take it to that next level. You know, that's how I think it should be done.
And I'm glad you talked a little bit about family businesses, because you know my passion around
That's the
that.
reason why I mentioned, yes.
Yeah, but I like the analogy, the how you're drawing this comparison, that we in farming, especially organic farming, we're focusing on the problems instead of focusing on the solutions. If we choose to look for problems, we will only see problems.
Yes.
But there are solutions. And the solutions you've suggested is that we have to think differently and act differently.
Yes. And also, you see, I would also say one thing. Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Yeah.
When, assuming I say you are my customer,
Yeah.
and I come to you, and if you're having 100 acres and I give you something, you're not going to give me all your 100 acres.
No.
So what needs to be done is that farmer needs to say, okay, fine, Kumar or whoever it is, what you are planning to give me.
Yeah.
So this is the cost for it. This is what you do it. Check what he is promising, it happens. Whatever I promised, assuming even if it happens 60%, they say it is successful in organic farming.
Yeah.
And then you scale it up. But what is happening here is that there is one mentality what a farmer has, that the person who is supplying should come free on his farm.
Mhm.
He should give him the products for free. He should give him all the guidance for free. He should also monitor everything. And in the end, the farmer is not going to buy, or is going to buy is going to be. Now, that cost, where am I going to put it?
Okay.
I'm going to recover it from you.
Yeah.
So it's an egg and chicken thing of thing. So that's the reason why some of the times you find a lot of things become expensive. So
Yeah.
so how do you come out of it is something which needs to looked at. Yeah.
Kumar, as we come to a conclusion, and I've been quite encouraged and inspired by this conversation, what do you think the minimum amount of land somebody needs to be able to successfully grow any crop organically is?
2 acres is more than enough.
2 acres.
Yeah. The reason why I'm saying 2 acres is because you need to grow. Say you take a quarter acre, you plant, then you plant another quarter acre.
The cycle.
So what happens is, what I suggest, this is for small scale farmers. If you have 2 acres of, even if it's 1.5 is fine, but 2 is what something I mentioned. So when you have 2 acres of land and you want to grow only 2 crops, so you put tomatoes and onions. Now 1 acre of tomatoes is going to give you, say, 30 tons of tomatoes. 1 acre of onions is going to give you 15 tons of onions. You're a small scale farmer. You don't have resources to go around and sell these things.
Yeah.
So you have to get somebody which is a middleman. He'll give you a price. He's a businessman. You're not forced to sell. He's not putting a gun on your head.
Yeah.
So you're the one who made a mistake by farming all these things. Yeah. So the change here is, to answer your question, why 2 acres? So you plant a quarter acres. You planted 10 things what you can plant, because whatever you plant there, it will grow. And you find the markets which are near to you and you sell it at the market price, you're still going to make money. You don't have to look for a market in Nairobi. You don't have to look for a market which is 200 kilometers away from you. So grow whatever can be. There are many big towns around you. Grow whatever you can sell in your nearby market. The moment you see, what happens is, say you're doing this
Mhm.
and you're going to a market near a place. Say you're in Athi River. So say you're going to Athi River market or you're going to
Chakras.
Machakos market. So you've got 5 retailers who are buying your produce. You have a relationship with them. Your produce is going. They also have customers coming every day. In 3 months, Joe, they will come and tell you that my customers are liking the produce. That's how you build it.
So
For a small, I mean, this is a solution
We're
for a
talking about-
small scale farm.
and which is what we are.
Yeah. Exactly. And
Yeah.
then, you'll add some trees. I mentioned to you about agroforestry.
Yeah.
So if he has got 20, 30 trees, he knows even if he sells those trees after 7 years, he gets at least 1 million shillings out of those trees.
So there's income in that as well.
Yes.
Finally, how does somebody get in touch with you, Kumar, with the Food for Soil Africa?
They just send me a WhatsApp. Mine is very easy. They send a WhatsApp message.
Okay. Which one?
The number is 0721.
We will share the number.
Yeah.
We'll share your number.
I'll share the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you do consultancy, you come and advise people on how to go into organic farming and how to do, not organic, let's call it chemical free and poison free.
Chemical free, poison free, natural farming. Yes, that's what I do. What I do is I don't use the word consultancy.
Okay. What do you use?
I say I would like to come there as a family member.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
because the word consultancy is, you see, consultancy means he'll chart out a way and give you a paper and you need to implement it.
It's very transactional.
Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm showing you actually to do it.
Okay.
So if you're working on growing on a farm which is doing, say you have got tea, so we'll come there. We make the things on your ground. We show you how to do it. We train your people. Training is something very easy. You're not changing much.
Okay.
Whatever you're doing, you're just flipping a few things. You give them the products, and you monitor it for a few months, and we do it. So yes, it is consultancy. But as I said, we try and come in as a family member, and we say, okay, fine, this is the journey. So there's some short-term goals, and as you know each other, we work on something long-term.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, there you've had it. Today we've had Kumar Sheth, the man who pivoted from being a finance person to being an advocate for chemical-free and poison-free farming, something that's very dear to my heart. He brings all the skills he learned from his 26 years in working in finance into organic farming. And the message that I have gotten from today's show is that we have to change our mindset and how we think, and to move away from focusing on the problems in farming, of which there are many, to the solutions, because there are people who are profitable in farming. And I like what he says when he says that we should all try and aspire to have chemical-free and poison-free farming, because we see the harm it's doing, and it all begins with the soil health. And we will be putting his contacts will be available on this YouTube, so you will be able to reach out to Kumar, and I'm sure he'll be willing to give you more and more advice. So please, thank you for listening to our show, and tune in again next time for another episode of the Accidental Farmer Podcast, the podcast that gives you the real dirt on farming. Thank you so much, Kumar.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.